Welcome into our 10th team in the ACC win total breakdown. Starting with the ACC, we'll hit all the conferences. Don't worry, the Power Four. Going to lowest total, win total to the highest. We're at Syracuse with a win total of 7.5 here. We're going to go through the schedule. I'm going to say what the most likely number is. Their most likely win number is. It'll give me a side over under. I'll obviously pick for the video. I'll say whether or not I'm betting it. I'll say whether or not I'm confident. I'll maybe say their ceiling or floor. And yeah, let's get right into it. If you want more ACC win total videos, I have a whole playlist on my channel for all my win total videos. So go check that one out. And then come back to this video. Hit subscribe too while you're at it, especially because we got NFL coming as well. Syracuse, another interesting team. Like, as much as I said in my last video, right before this, UNC is the biggest question mark in the ACC. Syracuse is arguably the second biggest question mark in the ACC. They obviously have Kyle McCord coming in, quarterback, former quarterback from Ohio State last year. He said he picked Syracuse because the schedule looked very easy. And yes, the schedule does look very, very easy for Syracuse here. Win total's at 7.5. Let's see if we can get more wins than 7. Week 1, they're home for Ohio. That's a win. They should beat Ohio. They will beat Ohio. Then they get the bye week. Week 3, they're home for Georgia Tech. I think it's a good spot to get Georgia Tech early in the season. Georgia Tech seems like a team that they get better as the season goes. That's a good spot to get them. I think that's a win. Week 4, they're home for Stanford. That's a tough travel for Stanford, especially early in the season. I'm going to give that a win. That's 3. They're 3-0 to start the year here. And then week 5, they're home for Holy Cross. That's 4. This team's 4-0. Week 6, they're at UNLV, and man, like I have here the win for them, but that game's going to scream upset that week. I already know it is, and I can see it because all the Syracuse fans are going to be like, oh, we're good. We're 4-0. We're out to be 5-0. Like, look at us. We're coming for the ACC. People are going to start betting it, and then they're going to lose to a UNLV team. That's a lot better than maybe the Syracuse fans know as of right now. It screams upset to me, but I'm going to give it to them here just because it's Power 5 versus Group of 5. Can't really bank on that happening, especially in a win total prediction video. So I'm going to say they're 5-0 here. Week 7, they're at NC State. I think that's going to be their first loss. There's no way this team starts out 6-0 here. I'm going to go 5-1 for the Syracuse Orange. Bye week, and then week 9, they're at Pitt. They could beat at Pitt. They could win that game, especially with the bye week. I mean, I'm going to give it to Pitt. I think it's not a great spot to get Pitt. I think they're a team that's going to get better as the season goes on. But week 10, they're home against Virginia Tech. I'm giving them that win, and that's a team that a lot of people like. They probably split that. The Pittsburgh game, Virginia Tech game, they probably split that. So whichever way you want to flip it there, they're probably going to go 1-1. Which means they're at 7 wins, right? We're at 7 wins here. Over under 7.5. Week 11, week 12, it gets a little bit tough here. At Boston College, at Cal. That's a tough 2-week stretch. You got to play at Boston, then next week you got to play at Cal. If you want to say they could split that, I understand. I understand if you think they split that. I actually have both losses. I don't know. I just think there's a chance Boston College should be clicking by that point in the season. And Cal, that's a tough travel, especially for a team in New York going all the way to Cali. They probably have never done that before this late in the season, so I actually do have Cal winning that game. I think everyone should have Cal winning that game. And then I think Boston College just snips them. We're still at 7, but don't worry. They're week 13, they're home for UConn. I got that as a win. That's actually only 7. I got UConn winning. That's the 7th win. And then week 14, they're home for Miami. That's a loss. I have 7 wins. The over-under 7.5. I have the under. And I get it. If you like the over, sure. I understand. I think 8 is the second most likely outcome after 7. I'm not betting this. I am picking the under for the sake of the video, but I'm not betting this. This reminds me a lot of the Boston College schedule last year, where the schedule looked really easy. People thought they could go on a run, and they finished with 6 wins. And this schedule, again, for some reason, screams 6-6 to me. And I know there's a lot of winnable games. I know I got to 7, and I had to kind of persuade you for 7 here. As week 11, week 12, the 2 away games, you could probably have them split there and give them 8. That's probably what it's going to come down to is those two games. The ceiling's like 9 for this team. And I think it all comes down to Kyle McCord, and now he's going to be on a team that's not as talented as Ohio State was. He doesn't have Maserati Marv. He doesn't have Ibuka. to be able to throw to anymore. He probably doesn't have that an offensive line and a run game to rely on heavily, or when he's in trouble anymore. So it's gonna be. I think it's so that's what the season comes down to, in my opinion, is what Kyle McCord can do. It's a lot of winnable games on the schedule. Yes, can they win 9 games? Sure. Will it shock me if they're 6-6? No. That's why I think there's just too much variance right now with this team. I am going to pick the under for the sake of the video, but I am not confident. Syracuse under. If you like the over, I can understand, but ultimately 7 wins, in my opinion, is the most likely outcome for Syracuse. I'm Josh Racine. Thank you.